Well, Greeks, thanks for joining us. In the land of complete insanity. I'll be your host. This is the joy of channeling. Take that from Bob Ross. At least it's not. Bob Ross is like once a week, right? On PBS. This is every day. You're welcome. So this is UFO disclosure. Dwight Eisenhower. Zeta Gray abductions. Well, abducting people, not Zetas. And the tall whites healing the war. This energy that came through from them. So Eisenhower is going to be different. So I believe I connected to him in the past. It was a long time ago. This is kind of the healing the UFO secrecy energy, you can say. So, all right, we'll go on from there. So, we have SimonToad.com. We have private sessions. We have scheduler. We have shop here. I'm on the 7th, I think. Something around those lines. We have new add-ons here. Finally getting around to answering those. Same situation here. Their shop. We have a webinar for this Wednesday. Social network, visual and behind the scenes. So, all right. So this is like a disclosure week. Something like that. Just let's see, the whole Area 51 and all that might go into other areas of it. It's also Los Alamos. That's where the atomic bomb was created and all that. So, or one of the places at least. Looks like my internet is a little bit lagging at the moment. Hopefully, it's fairly good. Yeah, okay, it just got better. At least on my side, it got better. So, okay. We're going to Eisenhower, and here we go. All right, blessings. Here we go. Whoever else is around. Let's see if any other beings come through. Okay, here we go. Greetings. I am Dwight Eisenhower. Yeah. There's a lot that has not been said about my time in the presidency. Of course, I was aware of the Vietnam War. It was always a plan, even during my time. Basically, but also the abduction of humanity, how it was being steered behind the scenes. Even my own presidency was kind of, a psyop, you could say, designed. So the UFO presence, I imagine some of you can feel my disdain for it or anger towards it, where it was kept out of my sight for so long. And you say it was rumors first that it was even going on, that even existed. And then I've been, talked about. I've talked from my staff of the briefings on where it was, what was going on behind the scenes. But it wasn't very clear. Now, especially when you bring up UFO sightings and crashes, and they did bring up the 1943 crash in Roswell. it's still just saying, it's like, is this even real? Is this even happening? So what I felt was a lot of pushback from the army, at least or your secret army, to not to engage. So the secret deals, a lot of that was not done under my watch. Or for me to be involved with it. Some might say that I was involved, but not really. Those were others that were. There's never going to be a clear answer to that one. Never. So eventually that will become more clear of where your world is going. Basically, yes, there's been a hijacking. Of course, there has been from the very beginning. And we're just becoming more aware of it. Basically, I felt I was being stopped a lot. And if I did go towards Area 51 to, invade it, of course, they don't call it Area 51, but I would have lost my presidency, or more than that. Yeah, pretty much my life. The way it was looking. So, at least the threats. So I basically had no choice in any of it. No choice in any of the decisions that were being made. So, but once again, you can connect to my energies, and there's back and forth vibrations between it. Now, your everyday people are told not to believe in these type of things, to go on your daily life. So it stays hidden. Many would rather not know. Especially the details are pretty gory. Not just with alien dissections, but also human dissections. Especially human and alien DNA being put together, spliced together in laboratories that I am aware of. Most of them are underground. So it was just humane, very much like the Nazi work, but done with alien DNA. And the power that was coming, basically the pharmaceutical energies, I saw that coming before it became what it is today. So they did use your shadow government or your military shadow government, or your CIA. Well, they laid it out of what the future was going to look like and how man was going to have no power in it. Now, you do have some power, but not as much power as you could, especially information. Like, if you want to know if aliens are here or not, obviously you're not given the straight answer, and you should be. If they just allow this information just become more clear to you, it would make the world a better place. Anything, for that matter. They talk about the Bay of Pigs with the alien energy, they still black out. Yes, they talk about it, but was with mystery. No, because they don't want anybody to know about it still. I mean, obviously there's been leaks, but they still don't want to acknowledge it. Will they ever acknowledge it is unlikely. Not in your lifetime. Not yet. Well, it's almost like the Roman Empire has to fall for the truth to come out. And even then, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. So civilization or your current reality has to change drastically. But once again, even then. Now, on a vibrational level, you'll see things differently. As you're connecting to astral and all these things, yeah, you'll get an idea that way. But as for being physically spoken about, is, in my view, is unlikely. At least anytime soon. That does not mean you still can't have some kind of contact. It's just a lot of alien beings are hesitant to make contact at this time. Not that individually there still are, but on a grand scale, they pulled back for right now, at least. They're not going into details. But to have a presidency and feel like you're in charge and then find out that you're not in charge and even that you can be destroyed easily is a little hard to handle. I mean, it's right in front of you and they literally threaten you right in front of you. Those that are in the system. The government that goes back 300 years or more. But the U.S. government that you're not aware of. A U.S. government that is behind a banking system. But it goes much deeper than that. A secret military, as you already know, aware. And they're not about to let go of control. Not yet. They have to fall, actually. And they're not about to anytime soon. Well, they have to be acknowledged more. But of course, they make it difficult. Well, basically, for you to be able to go in CIA, FBI units, and go in those places without all the secrecy. Where they finally stand down and allow their books to be read. Freedom of Information Act, but much more than that. When they basically open up the door, it's like, this is what we're up to. How you can see they're not about to do that. Well, so who's insecure and who isn't? They're insecure. Actually, they're afraid. They're afraid what the public will do. Because even if they put secrets out there of alien connections, they don't want to answer anyone's questions. They just don't want to deal with it. So they'd rather just keep it secret. And what's it going to do for society anyway? Because they're going to still keep, even if they do acknowledge UFO energies, they're still not going to tell you the full truth. No, they'll just, UFOs are real. We're scanning it, and that's about it. We're looking into it, and we're investigating, and that's it. Go about your business, pay your taxes, and do what we want you to do. Live in our system. So, when your tax system collapses, that's when the whole shadow government is no longer as powerful as it used to be. The drug trade also, but the tax system is what keeps them going. Not news to many of you. So, that's what's funding the shadow government. Obviously. How do you fight a hidden dragon like that? Not easily. Because there's so much dishonesty embedded in it. They don't want you to have any power. They'll gotta strip it away. That's why your schools are dumbed down, as you know. Universities, even those are those are weaponized. Basically, the elite against average people that don't want a war with anyone. Basically, just don't want a war with anyone. You just want to live your life, and they're okay with that as long as they rule. They make the rules. Of course, you are here to heal them. And some of you going to a higher frequency level will be able to see the elite more clearly, see everything more clearly. Maybe not have all the answers, but be able to, you can say, remote view this whole situation. There's much more to that, is to have it no longer in the shadows. And they are deep. So deep, I can't go into the details of what they're up to. I can connect to it, but I cannot bring it out. There's a blockage there. What's this? Greetings. This is J Rod, the Zetas, the Zeta Grays. Greetings. Your Area 51 is healing. It is not healed completely. Yes, the doors are not open so you can go in, but it is realizing its ways. Of course, it has for some time, but it's not about to give up its secrets just yet. The abductions, a lot of that was carried out through human intervention to allow it. Of course, the addiction to technology was immense and still is today, meaning that your government systems don't feel like they have enough of it. Yeah, they're playing God currently. They do mess with your weather systems. You already know this. Um, so where they have most of their power is weather. So they don't use it against the people often, but when they use it, they really use it. Yeah, it's like a weather war, as you know, especially California, because there's an agenda for California. They're not going to tell me what it is. It's off limits. But imagine you can feel that off limit energy. It is an elitist state. Your abductions. Well, a lot of the Zetas were, you can say some were programmed to cause harm, and others led the way with disinformation, meaning that humans, it was okay to do this, to see what a human is, to dissect it, to see, even to program the human, to change it. Realize also you have that in your timeline for abductions. Now, how well it goes and how it's treating you is another story. It doesn't always go too well, but we are, now you can always turn that and say no, but many don't, because they want some kind of disclosure, and they have to, it's, a lot of it's karmic also, especially the negative abductions. And some of them are government connected, where some of the beings are actually government abducting people. They're actually humans. Now, they're humans that have been enhanced with alien DNA. So they do look like aliens. But that's a tricky one. They don't really look like grays. They still look like humans, but they will look a little bit manufactured, like hybrids. Their eyes are a little bit bigger, and their skin is a little bit more wider. It's more pale. So realize I'm going into territory I probably should not be going into. Subject matter wise. But a lot of your humans, yeah, they want to try abduction. They want to abduct people. They want to know what that feels like. They get a high off of it. And those are humans from your planet. Not to put the Zetas, not to take away, what they've done. Not to say what they're doing is right either. But the human abductions, yes, we call it My Lab. Yes. And it's completely serious. It's like another reality. That's your secret government hidden in the fourth dimension. Yes, where they go after children, reprogram them so they can get them later in life, or they just abduct them through alien technologies. So, yeah, they use like a beam, yes, to transport a person to their ship, or a mothership that's been built for the humans also. So that's where your secret space program is connected to, but my lab's a totally different layer of it. It's basically for human abductions, but they're humans doing it. Now, some of them are enhanced, but they normally look human, but not always. Some of those are alien DNA gone wrong. So, and that's, my lab is connected to your presidency. So, like how you choose your presidents. Well, you find the right bloodline, you abduct it, and they bring it back here programmed. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. Meaning from a very young age, you're already set in stone of what they're going to do. And some are allowed to be wealthy. and some are not. But like your Trump was allowed to be wealthy, done by design. So yeah, it's when it gets to politics, it does get a little bit tricky. There's things that we can't even go into. But your presidency is a MyLab operation. Of course, they're always looking for psychic children. Normally, it does work because they're used to program your society. Now, those that go against it, obviously, are usually tormented by it because the MK Ultra energies. Because they get retaliation because they didn't give themselves in. They didn't give up. They didn't give themselves away. So the government can't use them, so they attack them energy-wise, as you know. But those that agreed to it, they just gave in just like that. It's like, oh, I'm scared. Okay, I'll do whatever you want. Just leave me alone. And then they get successful. They get pulled into, the system. Let's put it that way. So there's a world within a world, as you already know. This other world is kind of psychotic. That's where your S4 is connected to. They can mess with your reality, where mirages, holograms, whatever it is, they can make your world look the way it is. They can mess with it. They can't mess with everything, but they can mess with quite a bit of it. So yeah, they can't hologram everything. There are certain patches they can. And California is one of their headquarters, you can say. But most of it is underground. Yes, they say the white hats are coming after. And there are white hats, but the dark has not been defeated. Not yet. Well, when you remove a lot of the satellites in space, just remove all that junk, the spying. You remove spy satellites, you might have something. Because they're using those spy satellites against your regular people. Everyone. Yes, for spying on individuals here. So, and those of you who are opening up your abilities to be able to tap into that. Even blocking. I feel chemtrails are difficult, but what about the spying satellites? What about them? Yeah, AI in the sky. What's this? Greetings. We are the tall whites. Yes, sending energies to you all. We are, yes, observing. Yes, the MyLab situation, we do what we can with that. It's already been designed and built before any of us can even stop it. So doesn't mean we have to live with it, but we have to deal with it. Yes, there are other pocket realities that are messing with yours. Men in Black have their own reality too. And that's where they program people. Men in Black play a big role in programming people. Not just if you send aliens. Usually, if you're open to this awakening state, most likely there's an MIB person there somewhere. Not to put fear in any of you, but some of you that are going deep, obviously, can probably detect some, maybe 2 or 3, maybe even 7. You might have a whole department that's working on your situation. But not to put fear out there. Well, you wonder what the project is here, is to see if you humans can allow more of your abilities to engage, to power up, to know what's here. So us as aliens, we can only do so much. So we can help steer you in the right direction, as you know. But we cannot interfere. Obviously, manage to interfere. Why are the tall whites even here? To keep your world from being destroyed. There's other beings here too, of course. But tall white frequency, because we've seen this before. In Orion and other places, Sirius, this is not the first time. And we have a whole galactic history of worlds that are similar to yours. So now, why would they do this to your planet? What is a political galactic level is a bargaining chip. So yeah, you don't have to call it a prison world, but it's just a world with a lot of limitations. It proves that there's a galactic war. Obviously, you're not seeing it, but it is all around you. Well, look at the people. The people are at war with each other, right? So, but there is definitely a galactic war going on that side. Outside your planet, yes. In the upper atmosphere, usually. It goes out and further in space, but that upper atmosphere is fine with a lot of ships. They can handle the frequencies of it. Basically, us that would protect your planet usually have on four corners of your Earth many ships, and they just sit there. There's multi dimensions, but still. So multi dimensions meaning that other alien beings can't see. We can't always see each other, but because like our species, we have a place here. Even if we're not seen, some can pick us up, but they can't always find out where we're at. So the reason why we connected to the U.S. military is for friendly reasons, but also to tell them not to destroy the world, because many of them are trigger happy. Or just put it that way. Well, there's presidents, but there's secret presidents, and the secret presidents have been trying to destroy the world. Literally, your secret president that you don't hear about. Literally, that's their task: is how can we destroy other countries or the planet itself? Whatever comes first. They don't care. Why would they? I mean, the bargaining chip, if they can accomplish it, that says a lot, because it goes into their soul signature. You don't have to give them a medal. They're just proud that they did it. So, yeah, your nuclear bombs and wars, yeah, it's all shadow government, of course. So, obviously, it was stopped. After Kennedy, much of it was stopped, too. So, every time an alien being thinks we have this all taken care of, and then something like Kennedy happens, like his death. And it's like, we thought we had this all figured out. And of course, aliens already see it happening. They can see it happen before it happens, but when it starts happening, there can't always be a way of stopping it. So I don't think there was much we could do for Kennedy, actually. It was obviously some negative, malevolent beings are influencing it through your Alan Dulles and they're just influencing a great deal because they don't want you to have freedom. So Kennedy was you can say an alien implant or hybrid, and not perfect, of course. Well, yeah, he was a Palladian lover boy, but there's more to it than that, but that's part of it. Took advantage of the situation. He just had a good time. But that did make him a smoking gun, too. So he can unravel the chains here. So he has a lot of Palladian energies. Also has a lot of Alpha Centauri. He has a little bit of other species, but Palladian is very strong with him. So he has some tall whites, but it's mostly a Palladian agenda. Well, you can tell because of the flamboyant side of him. The lover boy energy. That's Palladian. You can say it's reptilian, but it's very much Palladian. Especially when you got away with it. So, but yeah, the reptilian beings here do not want, or their dark fleet, whatever word you want to use. They know how to trigger the your secret societies. They know how to play the ball game with them. So think of galactic people seeing several versions of the future. So you wonder what we're doing. We're looking into the future every day. How to help awaken your planet. Of course, when a positive being works with it, of course, the negative one shuts it down. Well, that's due to humans allowing it to happen, the manipulation to occur. Such as that trial just happened, the Was it self-defense? Yeah, that was a reptilian agenda. They love doing that. Even if the trial is nonsense, they don't care. As long as they get people's attention to it. Greed, obsession, whatever it is, destroying other people's lives, I don't care. It was like a red zone of manipulation. They just see an opportunity to turn it on. Well, it has the right vibration about it to manipulate those of your people. So, but some of you, as you upgrade, maybe not easily shut it down, but you can also divert things like that before it happens. Like you see manipulation, like trials like that, you can heal it. Not as easy as it sounds. But some of you are working on disclosure. That will, of course, take some time. There's no reason to stop working on that. It's just it's not something that happens instantly. Yeah, some of you try to work on disclosure and you feel like you're getting tired or being weaponized or attacked. Yeah. Now, those attacking you can't hide themselves forever. So as you shift your vibration, you'll see where it's coming from. It's coming from government. Is it coming from aliens? Coming from other planets? You'll get more of an idea of that. They don't like that. But that's where you're heading. Even if you're not getting the answers that you're looking for, you still feel the manipulations are coming from. That's your future. Good day. Blessings.